friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Make and Take Tuesday. This is a little weekly series that I do on my blog where I introduce you to a new paper collection, tool, die, product, technique, and we make something beautiful together. I'm really excited this week because I finally received my Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Berry Fields collection. I ordered this the minute I saw it online, and then I had to be really patient for it to be released. But it finally came, and I couldn't wait to dig in and start working with this beautiful paper. And I thought we'd make a little summary card together today. It is strawberry season here in North Carolina, and we eat strawberries a million different ways. So preserves, strawberry preserves are one of the main things we're famous for, but I just wanted to show you these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous papers. They are so beautiful, and I bought a ton of this collection because I liked it so much. It takes me right back to my Grammy's kitchen. The shades of yellow, and they just hit the vintage tone perfectly with this one. So I love this little tags sheet. I love this journaling sheet with all the different journal cards, and then the butterfly print on the back. Here's the 3x4 cut aparts, so beautiful. And then this wood grain on the back I can never choose, so I got two. Here is another 4x6 cut apart with the green gingham on the back, and again, I can never choose, so I got two. Actually, I got three. I really like that gingham. And then here's their mixed 4x4s and 2x2s, and this has a great ruler on the back. And here are the stickers. So I got the collection kit, and then I bought extra papers of the ones that I thought I would like. And then they also have this wonderful Vintage Berry Fields, just solids with all the solid colors, and they're distressed and lightly textured designs in the background, so it makes it really easy to create layers on your papers. So that's the 12x12s. I also grabbed the 6x8 because sometimes I like to make little wall hangings or little framed art, and there are so many pieces in here that are perfect for that. Like, look. So this is a nice one. Look at that. So great. These are great also for folio covers. Their 6x8 is the perfect size for a folio. So I also grabbed this pad because, seriously, can you have too much of this collection? I don't think so. It's so beautiful. And then I also picked up the chipboard stickers. I don't always do chipboard stickers. Sometimes I don't like them, but these are beautiful. Look at that bicycle with the strawberry basket. And then I got the adhesive brads because fun, and 3 different ephemera packs. I got the layered bits, the ephemera, and the bits and pieces. And these are just loaded with all those little extras that make your cards so special. So what are we going to make today? Well, I thought a card. It's Memorial Day, you know, coming off of Memorial Day weekend. Everyone's been really busy, myself included. So I thought, well, let's just do something simple. And I'm going to show you, we're going to start at the very beginning, how to make a 5x7 top fold card base with 8.5x11 cardstock. That was a mouthful. So this is 5 1/8 by 8.5 inch heavy cream cardstock. I really like Michael's Recollections 110 pound. It's a little hard to find, but when you find it, I really like it. I'm not such a fan of their 65 pound. It's way too flimsy. But their 110 pound, which only comes in a few colors, is fantastic. So I put 1/4 inch score tape right along the edge of one of my 5 1/8 by 8.5 inch panels. And I'm going to bring in another of the exact same size, cut from one piece, and we're going to use that inside score line as a guide to line these papers up perfectly and create this nice long panel of heavy cardstock. All right. I'm going to bring in my scoring tool, and because my width is 5 1/8, I want my height to be 7 1/8. So I'm going to score it at 7 1/8. And then I'm going to score a 1/2 inch. Don't we go 1/2 inch? Let's go ahead. Let's go 3/4 of an inch. There we go. And then fold on this scored line. And then come here, and again, you want to go 7 1/8 inches and fold. And then 1, 2, 3/4 of an inch. So we've got the basics of a box pocket card here. And I haven't showed you how to do one of these in a while. And this is another little different way that I sometimes make them. I don't like to waste cardstock. So here we are. This is what it looks like. So our card base is 5 1/8 inches wide, and our pocket depth is 3/4 of an inch. So that means you're going to need 2 3/4 inch score lines on each side of your pocket, which adds up to 3 inches. So 5 1/8 plus 3 inches is 8 1/8. And the width that I have here is right at 3 inches. We don't have to score along the bottom because this piece that we scored up is going to be our bottom score line. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to score at 3/4 of an inch. And 1, 2, 3, 1.5 inches. Then I'm going to flip it and I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch and 1.5 inches. And this will form the sides of our box pocket. Like this. As you can see, I've placed adhesive along this little leftover flap, and I'm going to line up my pocket face with that little flap. And I'm going to make sure that my score lines are lined up on the sides. So now we look like this. All right. So now you're going to bring these little sides up and you're going to put adhesive here. And you can use score tape if you like. I just am a liquid adhesive girl. And bring this pocket around just like that. Make sure you're lined up on the side and that you're square. See, I need to come in here with my bone folder and just poke this out a little bit so that I'm flush with the sides. There we go. And now I can go in and seal that down. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. We're just going to fold this into place. Like this. Again, making sure that everything is neat and square. Okay. So there you go. Now you have this really cool box pocket card. Now we're going to work on our card front, and I cut a 5x7 piece of this sagey green background, and then I cut a 4 7/8 by 6 7/8 inch piece of this strawberry pattern that has the yellow gingham on the back. And then I took a little 4 7/8 inch panel of that gingham and put it across the middle as a belly band, and then added the Strawberry Fields washi tape across the top and the bottom just to provide a border and a contrast. And I stitched this together on my sewing machine. Then I went into my stash of vintage doilies, and I found this one that I had eviscerated earlier because I wanted a small doily, and this was a big doily. So I cut the small doily out of the center, but saved the outside ring, knowing that at some point I would want a large doily, and today's that day. So I'm just adding some of my Dries Clear adhesive to the doily. This is a really good adhesive. It works well for fabric. It works well for vellum. It works well for acetate. And I don't get anything for using it. I just use it because I love it. And I'm going to put this doily down basically in the center of my card. All right, and I'm just gonna, because I don't want to get glue all over my fingers, I'm just using a piece of paper towel to press it into place. And I know that looks ugly right now, but it's going to look great when it's done. Before that sets up, I want to bring in a piece of my vintage ephemera, and I'm going to ink my edges very quickly, just in keeping with this. This is a very, very vintage collection, so I like to stay in tune with that. And I'm going to put this down. It sets up fast. I'm going to put this down just above my border. Okay. All right. And then down here on the bottom, you can see my sewing machine messed up. Of course it wasn't me, it was the sewing machine. Don't be silly. And I'm going to glue this little ephemera piece down in this opposite corner, just for balance and also to cover up my boo-boo. So like this. Okay. All right. So I'm liking where this is going. And then this is the fun part of this card. Well, to me, it's the fun part. I had this little birdie packaging piece that these little tiny flowers were on, and it looked like a mason jar. It was so cute. I could not bear to throw it out. So I cut the lid off along the top, traced around the bottom, and then used that as a template to cut out some of the strawberry images from the paper collection. I glued these down, and then I went over them with a very, very thin layer of a crystal lacquer to give it just a little bit of shine. And I smoothed it out. I have this jelly plate squeegee thing, and I smoothed it out with that to make it as smooth as possible. Then I put foam tape on the back. I glued it onto a piece of heavy chipboard cardstock, trimmed around that, and put foam tape on the back. So this is going to be our focal point, this really cute strawberry preserves jar. And I'm going to put this pretty much in the center. Oh, but before I do, I wanted to bring in, before I tack that down, I got some baker's twine, red and white baker's twine. And I want to tie this around the neck like this. Now I can press that down. And I made a little charm with a little strawberry charm and a little blossom that I thought could pass for a strawberry blossom. So while I'm tying this, I'll just tell you that you do have to let that crystal lacquer dry a little bit. It takes, I had a very thin coat, so it took maybe about a half an hour, 40 minutes. So you can work on other things. So start maybe with that part of your project. Let it set up and then come back and finish. Here we go. Super cute. I'm just going to trim these tails like that. Then I found in my stash some really cute buttons that I thought really kind of added to the whole vintage vibe vibe of this card. So those are going to go right there. And then I've got this cute bee. I wanted to put him over the little birdie logo. So if you've got these mason jars, they're really cute for summer projects. You might want to dig them out and have a little fun with those. There, he goes right there. Super cute. And then I have this little label. Okay, so I put a double row of foam adhesive on the outer edge and then my adhesive on the inner, and I'm just going to take this like this, and I want to line it up so that it kind of comes in under my little label there. So cute. This is coming out so cute. I really like this. So I'm digging in my stash of flowers and I found these really sweet little birdies, and these are perfect. I've got these little white flowers, which again make me think of strawberry blossoms, and I'm going to put one right here. I did make my bow a little bit smaller. It felt a little big to me. There's my little bee, and then down here I want to take, I don't want anything that big. That's a bit big. So let's take, yeah. I think these are called Renee Moonlight. And then I've mixed them in with some other, because when I'm cleaning up, a lot of times I combine little bits and pieces of flowers. If they're all the same color, because it just makes cleanup easier. All right. And then one more kind of tucked right in there. And then I've tied a bold check red bow, red and white. Slip this under my flower. Won't this be cute in your kitchen on your side table or buffet, or where you do your coffee and tea? It's so sweet and country fresh. I love it. Really vintage and fun for this season. Then a little burlap string bow tucked in there. I think we have plenty of flowers. I'm going to take this little leaf. Put it right there. Okay, I went through my ephemera pack and I found this little strawberry leaf, which I'm going to tuck in, and it's going to cover up the hole in our, that was the hanger hole on the tag, but watch, this is going to work really good. See? I love that. That is so cute. So there's the cover, and I've showed you how to do the box pocket. Now you just have to finish the inside, and you've got this card made. I don't have time today to finish this with y'all. Normally I do. I'll come back and show you what I've done on the inside so you can use it as inspiration, but I have prep to do for my family celebration tomorrow. Hang on, I'll come back and show you the inside. Okay, here we are. It's all finished. I just thought I would show you how I added to the inside. This is from that 6x8 pad. I cut little 5/8 inch strips of my paper to cover the spine. I made a little strawberry lollipop with a straw and a rosette. Here's a little note card using one of the journal cards, blank over here so you can write your message, and tea in a pocket along with a honey stick. This is a little packet of flower seeds, a little vintage spoon that has like a berry basket weave on the handle, and a biscotti cookie. So that is my Strawberry Fields tea party in a box. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'd love to hear from you in the comments section. And that's it for me, Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Go get your craft on. Bye.